Good afternoon, SpeedGaming fans. I am Kachuri, and welcome to today's Link to the Past of SpeedGaming Live 2020 8th Qualifier. And we have the big dogs out tonight. We have Banta, the French qualifier. I believe he was in the top 2 of the French tournament, so automatically qualified already. Race of fun with Lin, Jim, and Andy. Of course, we get a little bit of Andy on the, I don't know what that is. Anyway, joining me today is Clear Mouse. This is already a weird restream.
Yeah, man, I mean, like, we have probably, like, some of, like, the 4 best runners, like, in the world, right? Like, doing these qualifiers is, like, a really, really crazy 4-race way it's gonna go. Yeah. Really excited to feel comp for this one.
Oh, and we're already off. Okay, so we're going to see the items in Sanctuary and Link's house. We got Mirror, and I did not see what was in Sanctuary, but early Mirror is really good, especially if you want to decide if you want Dungeon Dip or not. We saw a map check. There's a Pinta on Eastern, Crystal on Hera. I did not see Desert.
Yeah, quite a bit of divergence here. All runners basically starting at 4 different locations. Looks like Lin is actually heading to Sahashua, which is seems to be a more and more popular option for our runners. 3 quick checks. When with the boots, of course, you don't have to worry about being able to find that extra bomb in order to get to the back.
Yep. Basically, uncles start to Eastern. You also get to check out the island if you want to take a quick dip. Free bombs right there. Oh, more bombs. Okay, now we have all the bombs we need for Kakariko. We found the cape and Bonkrats and glove in Uncle's chest. We're already finding a lot of good items really fast.
Yeah, looks like we got Bonta and Gem here, trying to check out what's on Lumberjack. Gem is giving us a little bit of a black screen, but it looks like there's only just a heart piece. Heart container on Lumberjack, so certainly won't be a big deal for these runners today to go kill Aga.
All right, so we'll see what's all going on in Lost Woods. Nothing at the mushroom spot. We'll see what's in Thieves' Hideout.
Yeah. Meanwhile, on Andy's side, looks like we're gonna get a check from Back of Escape. I missed the first chest, but didn't look like there was anything spectacular. Oh, meanwhile, we have the flippers pick up by Gem and Banta. Lots of footwear early on.
We have, one, we start with open boots because that's the saying for this year's SG Live 2020 tournament. We also have basically a lot of overworld routing and access to us now. Once we get to Dark World, we could basically go everywhere. We got flippers to do Waterfall Cave, main underneath the bridge. So a lot of options to us as Banta goes ahead and check Blind's hut. 5 items up for grab here.
Yeah, we see actually a little bit of divergence, just from resource farming between Banta and Gem. I do certainly notice that Banta, among some other runners, just are quite happy with the 1 bomb. Meanwhile, you see Gem and certainly other runners taking a little bit more time in order to get the 2nd bomb. Yeah, always a little bit of extra safety.
Yeah, the non-Kakariko checks are paying out for Lin and Andy, who found a whole bunch of bombs with their extra checks they did early. The Andy with the mirror will be able to use mirror in Blind's hut. First sword up for 100 rupees. That's actually pretty big.
Yeah, under 3 minutes in, they already have the other component that makes this game super playable, right? Boots and sword, you can dash to your heart's content.
Lin is actually going to go ahead and flippers over to Ice Rock Cave. Okay, that's an interesting rhyme right here. Quick trip to Ice Rock Cave. We'll probably actually go ahead and do all the other water checks there. I would, guess. Ooh, gotta be careful with those crabs. Those crabs do 2 hearts of damage.
Yeah, we actually see a little bit of that extra bomb pickup paying off maybe a little bit for Gem. Banta actually went down south to buy some bombs because he didn't have quite enough. Meanwhile, Gem with that extra bomb was able to access a chicken hut.
All right, so we also found Bottle in the Ice Rock Cave, which means we can now go ahead and check Sick Kid. Lin is finding everything to do to make Kakariko just one trip this time around instead of the multiple trips we normally see.
Yeah, it's certainly a really, well, this isn't say popular, but if you can get, as you said, all of the items, fetch quest items that you need before you can get to Kakariko, that is certainly will make your routing a lot more efficient.
I did not see what was race game. Did you catch that?
I think it was 10 arrows. Certainly nothing for these runners at this point is going to go for.
Alright, so doesn't look like anything much right now. Again, we're looking for Lamp to give us some Death Mountain access. We're also looking for, maybe a bow to get, Eastern taken care of. Of course, we are definitely looking for the hammer or a second glove to get Dark World access.
Yeah, and I think actually, I want to say it was the last qualifier or something, but I mean, like, if you, I think it was maybe like mid-scale mode or something. But I mean, like, it was, it's, to have something like mid-scale mode would certainly be really actually quite nice for these runners. Alright, looks like all of our runners here have finished up what they want to do in Kakariko. Lin has already kind of made his way to Ice Rock Cave. Bonta looking like he's going to, he just picked up his gloves from Uncle, while Jem's going to make a trip to South Shore.
Yep, I didn't see what was in Dam Chest, but we'll see what was flooded. And just a green rupee flooded. Gonna go ahead and go over to Mini Moldorm Cave while Bonta does Hyrule Dungeon.
Yeah, often called the fourth Pendant Dungeon, but this place is no stranger to have progression, especially with boots and a sword and a mirror. Right, you can clear this place out quite quickly.
Yeah, I mean, you always want the mirror when you're doing dungeons like Hyrule Dungeon. Also, Pod is one of those great mirror dungeons too. Desert, Second Bile, and Mini Moldorm Cave. Third baller Mini Moldorm Cave. Okay. Yeah. Man, that guy is very bottled up in there.
Certainly with a bit of safety here on Gem's side, he's not going to complain. Being on right now currently 2 working hearts, 1.5 working hearts. He is going to have to be a little bit careful as he makes his way through the crab mines maze here.
The crabs don't care if you have 1.5 heart or 2 hearts; they will still kill you in that one hit right now. But it looks like Jim just avoids them completely and moves on to get the third bile.
Yeah, having that sword really does help things out a bit.
And setting up our one of the nice techs you can do in open boots, the wire run.
Yeah, the knowledge and how much execution these guys know with boots is actually just quite astounding. I mean, not only boots just make things a bit more fun. You can go fast and dash. I mean, you can do so much more.
And Banta's also showing off another thing we have enabled: quick shot swap. Quickly swapped over to the mirror, got out of Zelda's cell, and is now going to do dark rooms to get to Dark Cross, where our final item in the dungeon is going to be.
Man, do you see this routing here by Gem? He grabbed the bottle of the Ice Rock Cave, took the whirlpool, which is not often seen, and comes right back to Kakariko and checks again. That is like some really nice creative routing on the fly. Alright, Bonta's kind of making his way through the dark rooms here. He does have a sword that he can use as some guidance, but he's just got those boots.
Well, Bonta's having trouble finding the chest. Is using a bonk to line it up, and nice! 50 rupees is the last item. So we still have Agina, we still have Eastern and Waterfall flipper checks for our progression. For some reason, I cannot think of that big P word.
Yeah. Progression is not really that important, Seeds. Yeah, and also, yeah, including some of our flipper checks, we also have a fish that is hungry for 500 rupees. None of our forward restream runners have anywhere close to that amount of money, so if something is on Zora, they're going to have to find another rupee source somewhere.
Yeah, none of these runners have done Houlihan yet. Houlihan would put Andy in the range. If the man underneath the bridge is actually a rich dude and not a hobo, may give him 300 rupees down here. It's up to the runners if they want to. Oh, I did not. I just saw Lin in Nagina, and my apologies, I did not see what was in Nagina.
You were hoping for 300 rupees. I'm gonna have to say that you were overestimating by 280.
That was a Geen. I was talking about the man under the bridge who only has sticks to give out. It was like, this was what I was going to use for my campfire next. You can have them, I guess. Oh, there's our 300 rupees. Turn into the mushroom, you get your Zora money.
That is probably the most expensive mushroom there is in Hyrule. I guess it's only one of its kind, right? So should it have fetched for a pretty good price?
Oh yeah, the good stuff. You could call us the Walter White of Hyrule with that. It's only the purest mushroom, I guess.
Yeah, golden line and truffles.
Jim's with the big key over his head hit the door before it fell onto him. It was like something's missing with the key. It's right above my head. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, there is such a thing for these runners to go too fast. It's like this is how the game is telling you how to slow down.
Andy's going to do some dark rooms to get some out of Logic's checks up on the Death Mountain. We may be able to clear out Hera and get that first crystal out of the way while doing this. We won't find, whatever the intended progression is while we're up it, but we may find something to help ease things along.
Yeah, especially if we can get something like a hook shot or a hammer, we can kind of keep going on Death Mountain as well.
Oh, Andy
no,
rocked.
Andy! That is not a good place to get dead rocked. There it goes, another 7 to 8 seconds right there. Alright, guess his another unique item from the old man, a single arrow. Not sure if that's going to fetch quite a bit of prices, so is that mushroom.
I don't know, you can frame it.
Yeah.
People will make all the memes about it, Yeah, it could be like a great meme. It's my meme now. Framed. Alright, so inside Specular Rock is the other 300 rupees that Andy's going to do, some hovering to get to.
Sorry, was there a pit over there or something? I just saw kind of Andy, slowly making his way towards money.
Yeah, no, Andy went over to Ocarina of Time, stole some boots.
Alright, looks like Gem is also going to turn in his mushroom. He's going to get enough Zora money here for himself. Let's see if actually where he chooses to go kind of after this.
I'm surprised Andy decided not to go up into Hera with that mirror. We would have been able to get the Dark World map checked.
Yeah, I mean, so, while for, of course, these top 4 runners, logic is kind of merely a suggestion, but we have actually seen seeds, even in these qualifiers, that you can actually get yourself into quite a bit of trouble if you kind of try and go too much out of logic. Maybe Andy thinks that there's also enough checks that's within logic for him to, to kind of check out first before keeping, until, kind of making his way more out of logic. Alright, so we see kind of Gem. I think this is our first check into Waterfall Ferry. Bonta is shortly following suit.
We saw Waterfall Ferry from Andy, I believe.
Oh, okay.
Okay. But now everyone has some money. We can see what's on Zora Ledge. And we can also see what is for sale for 500 rupees. What does King Zora do with all those? Oh my goodness! Well, Death Mountain's not on logic. We got a flute on that Zora Ledge.
Well, that's a pretty important item.
That also puts Hera into logic too, because we also have that mirror. So, and maybe Andy will.
Oh my gosh! Dude.
Oh, goodness.
Gem,
Wow.
that is.
Oh.
That is.
We
Yeah,
got
no,
Buffalo
I
back
mean, so,
too.
yeah. Okay, so yeah, just for some history. The very first qualifiers, of SGL. In fact, Gem also participated in. Hammer was also on Zora. So I believe Gem might be thinking back to the first seed here.
Man, didn't we commentate that one too?
We did. Oh my! What? I know. What a throwback!
Yeah, you see clear mouth of Kachira and comments, you better paying those fishes.
That's right. Yeah, you see us together. Yeah, better get your money up.
Pay up. This is no longer a commentary; it's a bribery.
Yeah,
so yeah.
Where's our under the table payments here?
So we're going to activate that flute and probably go into Dark World. I mean, again, we have a lot of the seed open to us. Dark World, we have the mirror. We can do mirror checks. Hammer, we can go all the way to Pod now. And looks like Jim's going to go ahead and run off to Eastern.
Yeah, most likely it's going to be a Sahashless check for him, just that. Although Eastern is a pendant, so I certainly would not be surprised if Gem chooses to make a dip in.
Boots, Eastern's not that bad of a dungeon. A lot of straight walkways for you to run through.
Eastern Palace and Desert and Thieves Town are some of like the best dungeons to have if you have, but some of the best dungeons to do if you have boots.
Andy hasn't done the Zora checks yet, so is hoping to find progression in Eastern now.
And I think this is at least our first view into Eastern. You know, Bonta and Gem and Linolin haven't decided to quite take the dip in yet. Andy putting that cape to good use here, trying to get rid of the cannonballs so he can just keep dashing instead of having to pause. Linolin also giving us some knowledge that the Waterfall Ferry today is a free red potion.
Very nice to find.
Oh, Bata with the speed tech here, so you can actually get in this case super speed if you. In this case, I kind of hold like an item up because normally you'll lose it like if you're trying to go upstairs.
And so Andy's going to be the last of our race room runners to get this hammer and flute combo. Oh, we get our map check. I saw 5-6 crystal at Swamp. I believe the pendants were Thieves Town and Mire. Maybe? I don't know.
The rate at which these runners do their map checks is literally like, 30 frames or something, and then they're done and they just have everything on the trackers.
Green pin to Thieves Town. If you have a pin to Thieves Town, at least make it a green pin to Thieves Town.
I will refrain from making any comments about Gem
and
Thieves Town.
I thought we had Dark World access. I just realized we don't even have Moon Pearl.
We do not, yeah. So, I mean, we did end up buying a very expensive hammer, partly funded by our very expensive mushroom. And we, picked up an early glove from our uncle. But yeah, that elusive Moon Pearl is going to be quite necessary for us to make any more progression.
Alright, so Banta's running through here, and now we might find Vanilla Moon Pearl here.
Yeah, kind of also unfortunate, so Hera is 100% logic, as you said, because we have that flute. But, these runners don't have the hook shot, so we're not going to get a Beetle see some cool tech today, at least from Banta and Gem.
Well, we might have to offer an I am here if we don't have anything on our favorite Moldorm. Which I've been watching a lot of, least favorite boss lists from on the Zelda series. I don't know why a lot of people are putting this boss as their least favorite.
Oh yeah, you don't know? Oh yeah, and it's such a mystery. Not like a jerk or anything.
I mean, it's not like we kill it in 3 hits without any issues. Andy's now finally making the Zora play. Oh, second item in Hera is nothing.
I mean, 300 rupees, that's not necessarily considered nothing. Although, if we didn't end up having our mushroom, that could have been certainly much more valuable. And maybe that's our payment, Kucheri.
Alright, so now we have East Seth Mountains. 8 checks between Paradox Cave and Spiral. And after that, I don't know what we can do for our Moon Pearl. Might be, Moon Pearl on Pyramid Ledge there. I know I hear some fans always hope for that. They ask, Santa Vitor for those seeds whenever this game's being released.
There are also some, other, fun ones, right? Maybe if we get the mist, we can always float over to the Mire area, and maybe, Moon Pearl's in a checkerboard.
Oh my goodness, why are you so evil?
I watch a lot of cross keys. Just so to find in order like a lot of these like Moon Pearl, in kind of like off the wall locations is it's always quite a treat.
And it also shows
from my perspective, yeah.
It also shows like experience when you watch people who don't know like how deep Moon Pearl can be. Like I mean, even in like SMZ3, Morphball's like the same story. It's I don't know, Paradox Cave. So now we have Dark World access.
Yeah, and Bonta, and Gem here are also, just very conveniently on the mountain. Alright, what else do we have here in Paradox Cave? We found a blue boomerang, which I think is more preferable probably to some runners than others, versus a red boomerang. Oh my gosh! Okay!
We got
Alright, so we found...
now.
Yeah, and some really nice safety for that Dark World with the blue mail. And so, yeah, these guys are super set, and if they want to kind of keep going here, can do Dark Red Mountain immediately.
We only can get 3 checks here, but we can also take a look on the island. And
we can get 3 checks. Right, so 2 from Super Bunny and 1 from Polka Dot Cave within Logic. And for those of you who kind of just take pits as a suggestion with booths, there's potentially 3 more checks for you available in Hookshot Cave.
If you know how to fly, spread those Mog wings and touch the sky.
Certainly I would expect somebody like Bonta to at least give it a shot. Oh no! Oh no, Bonta! Oh no! I'm sorry. Okay, I'm gonna look away.
And I've never seen that happen. In 2 years of commentating. There we go. Hey, we found more 300 rupees in another heart container.
I think that's all of our money. I guess money is definitely is not going to be an issue for our runners today.
Ether is required for TR, so we need to find Ether. I don't know what that was.
Gem and Bonta are very similar, despite being in different parts of the world. Alright, Bonta's giving us our first check within Logic, which is just 3 bombs, accessible, as we can see, just from bonking.
Alright.
Meanwhile, meanwhile we see Lin also, and, Andy following suit here, gonna check and finish their checks on, oh my gosh! Oh, what a berry! Bonta did such a great job hovering there too.
That jellyfish, like...
What a jerk. Oh, and Gem kind of breaking out his bee, taking down the berry instead.
So rude. So rude. That jellyfish was like, "Oh, you're trying this, huh? You're actually trying this. You think you're trying this?"
Alright, Gem makes his way through for 50 rupees. These next 2 chests, or this at least next one should be bonkable? Not sure. Okay.
Right. So that's our second chest, and now we just have to fly over to that last chest.
This actually might be my first time, seeing hovering with a bee companion.
Ooh, Fire Rod in Spike Cave. That's actually a very rough one-off location. Hopefully your runners decide to make that task. And Blue Cane in Hookshot. So Hookshot doesn't have anything, so...
Yeah, especially you mentioned that, finding that fire rod in Spike Cave, not only is it kind of like a, an inconvenient check that, is long and tedious and, most runners don't actually like to do it. Looking at their health right now, they only have like 6-ish hearts, right? I mean, they do have 3 bottles, but, safety-wise, it's not something that would really entice you to come here.
Alright, Jim's also getting that fire rod. Oh, we find ourselves a bow in Hype Cave. That's pretty hype.
Yeah, and the other, and our only green 20, which is our replacement item for our boots that we start with. So really, really hype. So, with that hammer, with that bow, with Lamp as a suggestion, Bonta looks like he is going to make his way over to the Palace of Darkness area.
That's 5,
with 800 some rupees, he should be more than enough to be able to pay off another animal friend here.
So Pod is 5 items. I did not see what was Meyer. Oh, there's our canes right underneath the door of Meyer. Okay.
Unfortunately, Meyer is unfortunately still pendant, so I don't really see Gem kind of diving immediately. But with that mirror, with the flute, with the mist, and desert being a crystal, with his new, he might at least take a dip in the desert. Yeah, and with his newly picked up fire rod, he will have no trouble clearing this dungeon.
So, don't know where Bonta found Ether, but we are Bombos, Ice Rod, Hookshot, and Sword away from Go mode right now.
I think Bonta found Ether in the first, in Hype Cave when you talked to the NPC, but don't quote me on that.
Oh my goodness. Lin is also doing the final chest here in Hookshot Cave. Everyone is doing their Hookshot Cave flybys.
So I do want to remind our great viewers who are watching this, hovering is actually quite difficult tech. These are some of probably like 4 of the top world runners that we have in the community. So just because everybody can do what you see here, try not to take their skill level for granted.
I believe it's what, like 2 frame perfect 8 presses in every second to make sure you, yeah.
Second.
I think it's like once every 30 frames, and this game runs 60 frames per second. Yeah. Oh my god! Oh my goodness, Andy! Oh.
I was gonna say, speaking of, and while these guys are, quite adept and, being able to hover Hookshot Cave here, we did actually see some other hovering on Halls of Darkness side with Bonta, kind of being able to cut off part of the right side of the dungeon.
Yeah, floors are meaningless in this game. I mean, or pits are meaningless. And then Lynn also gets the fire rod. Everyone's going to get their fire rod. Okay, I was thinking Spike Cave was going to be a roadblock for at least one of these runners, but everyone is doing their checks here at Spike Cave. Andy's trying to get some hearts. Was hoping that was going to be the Saint heart for the refill. There we go. That's what Andy was looking for.
I mean, all 4 runners displaying, really great game knowledge, and that those flowers, I guess, have a good chance of having hearts or fairies drop. Very, very convenient for Spike Cave.
Oop, Jim almost got 1 cycle or Lamos. Ran out of magic, is going to have to finish off this last worm. And gets the 2nd crystal. This is also a 5/6 crystal. If we find ourselves Hookshot, that will give us Pyramid Fairy opened up to us. I'm not quite sure if Banta has found anything yet in Pod.
Yeah, we see. We actually, as you said, quite a bit of divergence. Looks like we, Bonta and Gem are actually following somewhat similar paths. Lin and Lin and Andy, are in Skull Woods. Unfortunately, Lin and Lin and Andy don't have that kind of Samaria. So, as we're to see Andy, while he's probably gonna make this room look super easy anyway, having the King of Samaria is gonna be a lot more convenient than kind of like maneuvering the Gyptos and the statue.
Yeah, Fire Rod clearing out Skull Woods is usually a good idea. Two items here. Moth isn't that bad of a boss if you have enough hearts.
While I certainly don't wish any death or anything on any of these runners, I've definitely seen Lin 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 and Andy and Bot and Shem do quite a few low percent moth fights. So hopefully he should be okay for this one.
Yeah, I mean, you're playing enough from Verted. You've done enough 4 heart green metal moth fights in your experience, so. Lin Lin's the first one to the fight. Andy finds a small key in the bridge chest. We'll go ahead and fight the moth as well. And is Jim going to Ice Palace? Okay. Jim with the cane knows they can do our new favorite trick here at Link to the Past Randomizer. It makes this dungeon that no one ever liked to do actually fun.
We may still have different definitions of fun here. It certainly will make Ice Palace less bad. Because I die so often to Ice Palace, it's not really my favorite or first choice dungeon to dip.
At least you don't have to do, Ice Palace Bomb Jump or any of the vanilla strats.
Yeah, speaking of, this is not necessarily vanilla strats here, because when we have the hook shot, but I mean, Jen, showing some really nice bomb strats there in order to take care of Pangators. Meanwhile, Bonta's side is completely black, outside of a couple sword sparkles. He's gonna get through this Dark Turtle room, hopefully. Okay. Or maybe he already get through the Dark Turtles. Yeah, he's too fast for me.
Bonta's gonna be on the Hillstar King fight. Looks like everyone here is about ready to have 2 crystals apiece. There's still 1 item left in Skull Woods. Hopefully, it won't take too long for our runners to find it. We are also about ready to get into everyone's least favorite go mode here. We do find Bombos and Hookshot here soon. We'll still need to find that Ice Rod. Ice Rod go mode is no fun. Oh, another sword in Ice Palace, so our runners may be looking at Temper Sword today. And the second item is 10 arrows.
And you said there wasn't anything in the first item of Skull Woods, right?
Yep, it was like bombs and arrows.
Alright, we see Lin and Lin checking out how Bumper Ledge here, finding a shovel for his trouble. With that cape, yeah, but he is going to go pick this up.
Of course, you never know what can be dug up. 20 rupees, another item Ice Palace. I don't know if we found the third item yet. But Andy and Lin using a similar path here.
Yeah, it really looks like Jem is actually really chasing his mitts versus it looks like some of maybe our other runners who are chasing more of the fire rod. And probably more importantly, Jem is maybe another decision that Jem has made here in order to do Ice versus he hasn't visited Hype Cave yet, so he doesn't have the bow. So it probably would not necessarily pull him towards Palace of Darkness anytime soon.
Yeah, just doing clearable dungeons first, and I guess, overworld checks once there's no clearable dungeons. That's, you can't fault that all. Because Jim's about ready to get their third crystal against Cold Stare, while Bonta is now fighting the moth. We're also going to get King's Tomb from our right side runners. You would think it's the same stream, but different heart colors, different sprites tell you that's different. Two different runners. Oh, nice grouping on Cold Stare.
Oh man, Jam, that Cold Stare fight was beautiful to watch.
Oh, the hook shot!
Holy cow, ease! All right, Jam made definitely a really great decision here, coming to Ice Palace, fighting his Master Sword and the hook shot off of Cold Stare. That is really going to be some good progression for him.
I guess we didn't see any small keys on the right side, so I guess that didn't consider the dungeon hookshot locked. Wow. So, do you know how many races Jim has done? Because I know Jim won the first two qualifiers.
This is his third race.
So if Jim gets first place this time around, I mean, jeez.
It's like he's played this game before or something.
It's like he got, runner-up last year or something. And,
yeah, I saw something like that.
probably should have won it if it wasn't for the simplest mistake that, everyone never thinks about.
Ganon is not Jum's friend. We'll just put it that way.
Is Ganon really anyone's friend? Oh, there's our... Yeah, okay, so there's our Ether. Yeah, okay.
Jem's also going to pick up his bow here. Probably with that, he's, one of his best options probably is going to head over to Pod. But of course, with that hook shot, and the hammer and the mirror, he can also do Swamp.
I wouldn't put past Swamp right now, actually. And I think that's what the plan is. I mean, do your dungeons. The faster you clear out your dungeons and you find yourself in there, I mean... The only thing that hurts you is overworld checks, but you can get those all done super quick too, I guess. Ooh, Pyramid Ferry will be opened up after this as well, so clearing this dungeon is basically like saying you're wanting 8 items.
Yeah, meanwhile, as we're kind of watching Jem, defeat Cold Stare in, a matter of seconds, Bonta has finished his foray into Skull Woods. Looks like he's going to pick up his shovel. Meanwhile, we have basically right side, one race routing here with Andy and Lin, both of them in Desert Palace, probably going to clear out this place as well.
2 controllers, 1 mind. I see how it goes. No one told me we were using this setting. No, but seriously, we're 37 minutes in. These are the top runners. Like, there's a lot of great Link's Pass runners, but Andy has won multiple tournaments. Andy's an all-around swell dude. I know Bonta is really big, really strong on the French side. I think I've heard someone call him the French Andy. Lin.
Why can't Andy be the French Bonta?
We could call Andy the French Bonta. You know what? We'll say that when Andy joins the interview. We'll call him French Bonta. Or not the French Bonta. In English Bonta. Thanks for... I got 5 hours of sleep last night. Anyway, Lin, I believe Lin's team has gotten into the Final Four or won the, Link to the Past League now twice. And Jim, and multiple 50-plus person races have gotten first already during these qualifiers and got second place last year. But yeah.
Yeah, really nice zero cycle fight there for Lanmo on Lin's side. Picking up, looks like his third crystal.
Yep, everyone's going to have 3
I was going to say, Andy is following suit here very shortly. Meanwhile, Jem has made his way, is making his way through Swamp Palace. It's like he's going to skip the left side. This is pretty typical routing for him.
Hopefully, Jim will probably run back to do big chest and left side. Depending on how many items are left in the left. Oh, we're getting our Grumpy Fish check from Bonta. And that's just 20. And Bonta's about ready to get their cane. No bombos. We are actually... Wait a second. Jim is actually in Ice Rock Go mode right now. I don't know why I said we needed bombos when Meyer is a dependent earlier. Yeah, so, yeah, Jim's in Ice Rock Go mode, so there's one item that can literally be anywhere that would put Jim to Go mode, and there's only one location that we can reach right now that it cannot be. And that's Trinex, that we need to use the Ice Rod for.
I mean, in some logical sense, you know, probably can't be in GT either, but, you know, we don't need to count those locations either.
I mean, so what you're saying, there's 28 locations that that the Ice Rod can't be. All right, so Andy and Lin both doing Ice Palace will both find their hook shots, and I believe they're both now in well, they think they're in sword Ice Rod mode, but they'll find their sword in here. And Jim is orphaning left side, so if Ice Rod is in left side swamp today, that...
Unfortunately, I wasn't counting the number of items. I assume there's at least one back there. I think I saw a compass, so there's probably at most two.
Yeah, so there's at most two between Big Chest and left side swamp. So there's 3 locations left, and we found 2 dungeon items with the compass and the big key. I don't think we found map. We're getting told in chat 2 items left in swamp. So, I mean, until we find that Ice Rod, we don't know. Wait, how do we even... We have not... No one's done Stumpy or Village of Outcast or Big Game? What?
Yeah, and in fact, Jem is choosing not to do either of those places, but he does pick up silvers from Stumpy, which, you know, I'm sure he probably would have preferred to have for Argus right before, you know, he killed him. Oh, all right. So, you know, as you mentioned earlier, you know, being able to clear out swamp means that we can do Pyramid Ferry. Maybe we'll see some nice bomb duping here on Jem's side.
Well, we're going to get hit so we can run with it. Lin's having some problems with icebreakers. You saw Andy do it in one try. There we go. Lin gets it. And at 0 seconds, you transition, and the bomb's like, "I'm here now. You left me. Why did you leave me? No one was around to see me blow up."
Yeah, but now he's back, and of course, Jem, you know, can couple this with a pyramid check. In this case, just a heart piece, so not gonna bother with his time here to pick it up.
Red mail, though, okay. Red mail is a nice grab. Probably not what he wanted, because again, we're in Ice Rod mode now. This looks like it's going to be a pod play. Maybe. Got the mirror out. Okay. Man the bridge to pod.
Yeah, I really actually do like this routing from Jem. You know, like, you know, Swamp is a fully clearable crystal. He's going to go for that. And then he was able to, you know, pretty efficiently route through Pyramid Ferry and Pyramid and Hobo before he kind of makes his way over to fully clearable pod. And potentially, if he doesn't find Ice Rod there, you know, he has Eastern as another option.
Yep. We'll also get tempered while hunting the Ice Rod. We know the Ice Rod's not in pod. So Jim at least will be happy with that. Tempered Swords, Silver's Ganon is, you know, what most of these runners prefer to do. Because all these runners can zero cycle the first 2 phases of Ganon with Tempered Sword, so they don't need the double damage that the Gold Sword brings to the first 2 phases.
I'm pretty sure if you give these guys Fighter Sword to fight Ganon, they'll figure out a way to kill him.
If it was coded in.
Yeah. they'll. I mean, these guys are, you know.
But if you somehow code in that you have to bonk off of 3 walls to charge up the sword, they will find a way to do it in a fight. So we're going to have synchronized cold stare fights now from our runners. Andy needs to grab some magic. I think Lin is going to use the blue potion we found earlier. But what I was going to say earlier, like, I mean, no one, like, I see Molderman on the list, but why not Cold Stare and Trinex? That if you're playing brand new, you're blind, you go into these fights and you don't have magic, the game's like, well, sucks to be you. You can't finish this dungeon now that you wasted 30 minutes in. I don't know, I feel like, Trinex and Cold Stare should be, the thing. Anyway, Andy gets the boss kill first. Using some hammer strats, that's the 4th crystal. Bows were in Hype Cave and Stumpy. In fact, you'll see Stumpy right now give out the silvers to Bonta.
Oh, I'm actually not sure if we saw this on Jump Side. Bonta's reminding us, that the shovel is in fact duggable after 2 shots. Oh, we didn't see it on Jump Side because I don't think he's actually been up north to visit Bumper Ledge to check shovel.
Yeah, no, hasn't done the Skull Woods yet either. Is hoping to find Ice Rod here soon, which we know Ice Rod isn't in Skull Woods or Pod. So it's either in a Pendant Dungeon or somewhere out there in the world.
Yeah, we also, only saw Swamp on Gem Side, which he has not done Love Side, so there are still potentially 2 more spots in Crystal Swamp Palace that the Ice Rock could be in.
Speaking of Swamp, we got 2 of our runners going straight there. Maybe, actually, Lin has not done Hype Cave. Okay, linking in Hype Cave with this. We'll see if Lin decides to do Swamp or decide to move over to Pod. What would you do? I mean, you know Swamp's the Pyramid Fairy. We as viewers know it's just red mail, but would you put Swamp over Pod now that you know you can do both?
I mean, as we saw from Jump Side, he was able to kind of like do both, in one routing. So hopefully, I would be smart enough to, do what he did.
Well, it looks like Pod's the decision from Lin as Andy is doing Swamp.
Did you say something about divergence between Lin and Andy? I mean, that's not allowed. You have to go back and tell them that you have to do the same thing.
What happened to the two games, one mind? 2 runners, 1 mind.
Yeah, as we see from the pure black on Gem Side, Lamp actually is merely suggestion. It is unlocked open by the Fire Rod on that side, but Gem doesn't need to waste those precious frames in order to light that room. Oh, speaking of, no more dark rooms for Bonta.
Yeah, Bonta's finally doing the Village of Outcast checks. Hopefully we'll find the Ice Rod here so we know what we need to do to be in go mode. Or as Rick likes to call it, the commentator's no mode. So it's not on Smith's.
Definitely, Bonta and Lin, and to some extent Andy have given us certainly more of like overworld stuff. I think Gem has definitely been more focused on dungeons.
I mean, makes sense. If you can just clear the dungeons and find all the items in the dungeons, then you don't need to do overworld. It's a strategy. I mean, Jim has finished first over, big groups of people, twice now. And Andy's doing left side swamp. We'll be doing the diver down strat. It looks like we flooded a key. Oh no, we're gonna have to reset everything, as we would have said, 8 months ago. But swimming is just a suggestion. You could just walk, pick up the key.
How many things are suggestions here? Swimming, pits, walking.
It's not allowed. Walls are also a suggestion. I mean, if runners decide to make that suggestion, that's not a no-no, but that's also a suggestion in this game.
Oh, we see Bonta taking a slightly alternative strat here. Instead of bombs, he knows that the quick medallion kills Pengators if they're on the ground. So I think he just kind of walked forward enough such that he made sure that all 6 of them were not flying or jumping.
All right, our answer was not left side swamp. Left side swamp had the map and the red rupee, so that means it may still be the Swamp Palace big chest.
Given where I think the Swamp Palace big chest was, which is in the flooded room, right? I certainly can see Andy, having already done left side to kind of go back once he picks up the big chest.
Yeah, I mean, you
Or
don't
the big key.
anything, and Andy can do the diver downs quickly, so all it takes is just redoing it. Ice Rock cannot be in Hera because we found both of the items in Hera.
Alright, looks like Gem. Those turtles unfortunately didn't quite, behave for him, so had to light his way through.
Andy was thinking about going back, decided not to go back. We'll see if Andy decides to redive it after killing Argus.
Meanwhile, Gem here is on his home sword fight. I've already lost track of how many hits he's already taken with a hammer out of 17.
Growing up, I thought you had to use bombs for that.
Really? They do work. It only takes 5 bombs, I think, to kill him.
I also thought that only fire rods and ice rod works on the Trinex head, so I used to go in there with all my bottles filled up with blue potions and just spam rods.
Wow.
I was a dumb kid. Anyway,
but you know better now, right?
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm still dumb. Andy's now on the Argus fight.
I was gonna say, one difference here that Andy has, at least over Gem, I think when he was here, Andy's on Master Sword. With those boots, he could have actually tried and do like a quick kill Argus. Gem with only Fighter Sword didn't really have that option. And we actually see Andy trying to make some attempts there. Relatively still a really good fight.
Jim is now going to go ahead and do all the west side Hyrule checks from Skullwoods, Village of Outcast, Bumper Ledge. Yeah, you got Master Sword in Ice Palace, so.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Thanks for chat and Kachiri for reminding me. I guess that I did in fact forget that Gem picked up his Master Sword in Ice.
And he's going back for that big test. Not too big of a time sink. Can just mirror out once we do this. Just saves Andy from having to redo Diver Down. So we are actually running out of locations for this ice rod. All of our runners are now in the similar boat. Hey, ice rod go mode. Fanta should actually be on Temper Sword right now. Ooh, I did not see what was in Big Chest.
I unfortunately was watching Fanta, so I also did not see what the last one was. I'm going to assume that it was not the ice rod that we were looking for.
Rupee, okay, so Jim saved some time doing that. Andy's now doing High Cave. We'll find themselves the Ether. We'll also find the Bow. Now, which of these runners is going to make the gamble and go to Turtle Rock?
Yeah, no, that's actually a good question. The ice rod is certainly no stranger to Turtle Rock and being placed there, or Mimic Cave for that matter.
He's also going to be doing Stumpy. In less than 30 seconds, Andy went from no bow to silvers.
But bow is just a suggestion for these guys.
You just stab the arrows. I mean, like, just take 2 arrows out and just like, Armos, stab, dead.
Alright, meanwhile, Gem, finishing off Moth very quickly, just like all of our other runners' performance here, picking up his, 6th crystal?
Yeah, no. Yep. Sorry, I'm just going to reiterate something in chat. Because we did open boots, that green 20 was the boots. Since we were doing open boots for the qualifiers and tournament. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Sorry.
Oh no! It's definitely no worries. Here. Just watching, Gem. Unfortunately, not gonna get good news out of him because he's not gonna be able to find the ice rod in the last item of the Skullwoods.
But Jim, yeah, you were saying Jim's at 6 crystals, so once Ice Rod is found, TRGT again and done. Ped does not play yet unless we find the bombos. So we don't need to worry about bombos. We don't have to worry about Ped yet until we see the final medallion coin.
Yeah, we also have no book in order to check what the pedestal is. So, while you don't need the book to be to have pedestal be in logic, certainly would be something nice to have in order to know earlier on, instead of doing all the pendant dungeons and then kind of blind pulling it. I was gonna say though, so after Jem clears out or has cleared out Skull Woods, he's gonna have some decisions that he needs to make here because, as you said, if the Ice Rod is actually in fact in Turtle Rock, right? Any other checks that he's gonna make here that's not Turtle Rock is just gonna cost him more time. But of course, but of course, if it's not in Turtle Rock and he's down here, then going all the way to Turtle Rock without the Ice Rod is also very costly.
You also just have to assume that hey, these runners are also on the same skill level that I am. They'll probably be doing similar, plays that I do. So, this may be last location on Ice Rock for everybody.
I think it was actually I can't remember was it the final match of the French finals or like the second to last, but I think it was Bonta versus Roywick. They literally had like a 35-minute Ice Rock hunt at the end.
Yeah. No, it happens. Like when Ice Rock can literally be in like 180 locations. It is. Oh my goodness!
Oh my gosh! Yeah, and this is amazing, right? Because this is a chess game, right? In Village of Outcasts, this is overworld, easy locations that people, often go to, right? Early, and here we are at 56 minutes. That is our first check from our 4 of our restream runners, Jem being the first one, and he is officially in go mode. That's amazing.
I mean, like, how does Jim keep doing this?
Perhaps that is a great question. We can ask him if he comes in for an interview.
Like, does he just have like a fortune teller? Like, if he paid the fortune tellers in this game off, they're like, oh, no one visits me but you. You will have knowledge.
Well, I'm not saying this is official or anything, but we did receive an under the table payment from Jem after he picked up his like 300 rupee or something.
Like how heavy would 300 rupees actually? Because they're like.
That's actually a good point. Alright, so we see Jem here in, as we said, full go mode here with the Ice Rod, making his way up the mountain. Full clear Turtle Rock, unfortunately, isn't as fast as, or isn't going to be too much different than go mode Turtle Rock, but I guess the best we're going to hope here is that we have a good enough key layout, such that we don't need to do Laser Bridge.
Yeah. You can also skip the big chests. You also get to skip Mimic Cave. I mean, there's some savings here, but not much. It really makes me appreciate like Turtle Rock and other modes where you can just like literally jump in the middle of Turtle Rock.
Yeah, something like like for cross keys, right? You find the laser bridge entrance, so you can just need a small key and then you can go try next.
Yeah.
Yeah, and actually, so like the route that a lot of our runners, here followed is very, very logical. And one of the reasons I'm curious to know, maybe that the Village of Outcasts area wasn't explored as much, is that Thieves Town was in fact a pendant. So if Thieves Town's a crystal, we would have seen these guys like all over that place, like super early on. Bonta, unfortunately, having a little bit of trouble here manipulating the enemies. It looks like he's going to do the more traditional route and run, hook over to the pyramid with his big bomb. Oh man, he is just not having any good luck today with those hidden enemies.
Scald. It's always a bad thing when you get scald.
Yeah, to answer your question in chat, where was the ice rod that these guys have been hunting for, or Gem has been hunting for the last, like 20-some minutes? It was in the chess game, The Village of Outcasts. That is our first check from our runners here at the 50-some minute mark.
Drosy,
Yeah, what's up?
Drosy, awesome commentator and not so great imposter. I mean, did say, wait, Jim did hammer pegs, but did not do chess game. That's kind of sus.
So from what I remember on Bonta's side, while he's getting almost dead rocked, was that he came from the south of Dark World, so he did digging, and he picked up the smith, and he did hammer pegs, and then he turned it in. And did purple chest. So it didn't go further north.
If anyone wonders why I only have like 5 hours of sleep, I've been playing that game way too much. Anyway, yeah, Bonta is doing hookshot cave because Bonta couldn't hover earlier. He was the only runner that wasn't able to get all the chests. Is now going ahead and hookshot, and hopefully we'll just hookshot and then TR.
Yeah, I was gonna say, so I think Bonta did clear swamp, right?
I believe so.
Okay, yeah. I mean, so sometimes, thanks to our 2 great trackers today, it's just sometimes SG tracker is.
Yep. Oh yeah, Bonta definitely cleared swamp because Bonta did Pyramid Ferry. Got Ray Mountain.
Oh, that's right. Yes, yeah. I was gonna say, given that he's already here up the mountain, I certainly would not be surprised seeing if after he does some stuff, he chooses to TR right now because as we said before, if the ice rod's here, he has a really great lead.
Yeah, so Bonta's about ready to dip TR, so everyone pour one out to our homie Bonta. Not going to find what Bonta's looking for today, but we'll at least get to see what's in Mimic Cave.
I was gonna say, meanwhile, here on Gem's side, we actually did have a nice key layout, such that we did not see any of Laser Bridge here on Gem's side. So with full magic, the ice rod out in hand, he is ready to take down Trinex. Looks like Gem is gonna actually go for some backdoor strats here. Quick swapping all the way over to the fire rod. Really nice practice.
And that's going to be something everyone needs to practice more, is quick shot swapping for this tournament, especially once they have a full inventory, like right now.
I look away for, 5 seconds and down is Trinex on Gem's side.
Oh, since Trinex is down, we have a little guessing game we like here at SpeedGaming. All we got left to do is kill Ganon, but to get to Ganon, we have to get through his tower. There is 22 locations that the key to his tower is located. And chat now and put your guesses down between 1 and 22 to play the big key guessing game here at SpeedGaming.
So it's certainly always the dream to have Hera be our last dungeon, but Turtle Rock being your last dungeon is almost just as good, especially if Temper Sword, you just dash right through those Lionels.
Yep. Very NMG there as well. Like if you're doing NMG or 100% runs, you're usually finishing TR last. Trusty. Oh man, when is the Among Us cross Link to the Past randomizer coming out? All right, so 1 and 2 are both pieces of heart, and we're marrying left.
Yeah, this is definitely very 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 typical here of Gem's routing, checking Hope Room first, and then going all the way left.
3 is just a red rupee. We get 4 checks on the left here.
In terms of other upgrades here, given the fact that Gem has silvers and he has Temper Sword, I don't really think he even after he finds the big key, I certainly can understand if he doesn't pick up any more chests because he doesn't need.
Yeah, no, I mean,
and weaponry. Oh wow! All
Big Key
right,
7.
well,
Big Key 7, strongest sword in the game, silvers, red mail. I mean,
I think Jem's gonna be okay fighting. Ascending the gauntlet here and fighting Ganon.
I mean, you guys just might as well just put GG's in the chat. I mean, Andy's also in go mode. Andy found Ice Rod, so Andy's got to run through all of TR. There's still a chance Andy can win, yes, but Andy's at least 6 minutes behind right now.
Yeah, at this point, because Jem has already kind of started his ascent up the gauntlet, Andy is almost up the mountain, and he has all of TR all of Turtle Rock to finish.
Yeah.
I'm actually not as familiar with if there's any traditional or typical routes that Andy follows in GT routing, but if he decides to go like full right, for example, he will also lose a little bit more time to Jem.
Luckily, you can't go full right this time. So.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, two people apart. Right. So it's honestly going to look like 3 or 7 for most of the runners, depending on how they do that room on the left. Jim needs to have a catastrophic failure for Andy to catch up. But I don't think that's happening anytime soon. Ooh, Jim just barely missed that red, I don't know what they're called, Mohawk?
Isaacs, I think? Is that what they are?
I'm sure at least 2 people in the chat will tell us the name.
I thought there was Isaacs.
Nope, missed the silvers on the first Lammo and what I like to call laggy Lammos. ETM confirming what you said is true, so I no longer sus you.
Oh, good. I have one person at least that believes me when I tell them that I'm not an imposter. Alright, Fonto giving us a check here on Laser Bridge. We know, based on the fact that Jem has found Full Sword in GT, that there's probably not going to be anything more worthwhile. Although, he can still find Half Magic.
Half Magic would be good.
Fortunately, not today.
But, yep. Banta is going to try to save a portal. Unfortunately, since that's, yeah, it's not happening. You're not saving a portal.
Let's see what he's do. I mean, one of his options, unfortunately, is still Mire, and Thieves Town. Both of these are kind of Dark Hole dungeons that he's not going to be able to do.
But it looks like Banta may actually be finding Ice Rod here soon. Lin is also doing the TR dive. We did not notice that, unfortunately. So Lin is also not going to find the goods. And Banta is going to be the next person in go mode.
Yeah, also, despite the fact that...
Does Banta save the portal with this death here? I think Banta saves the portal with the death here.
He needs less armor than Red Mail and 10 hearts at this point.
Oh my goodness, this could actually be a close race between Andy and Banta right now, and Banta needs to find a way to self-destruct.
He is going to
running through the murder dactyl.
Yeah, he's going to find his good friend Gerdos here. At least these two, full heart on Red Mail. Alright, meanwhile, Jem has, cleared his way through the gauntlet on Agatu already. Unfortunately, I looked just at the time where I think he didn't get a single hit on. Sorry, Jem.
Alright,
so
that
was a double.
Jim's on Agatu. So Jim is going to be the first race room runner. We can almost guarantee that right now. But if Banta saved that portal, Banta will be probably the first person into Trinex.
First person you meet between him and Lin, because I think Andy's going to get there first. Assuming he gets through this crystal roller room. Yeah, unfortunately, even on Andy and Lin's side, despite the fact that they were both in TR and synced for a good amount of the race, unfortunately, according to our great trackers, Andy does have the Ice Rod and Lin does not, so he has to, come back out. It looks like he's going to pick it up right now.
Jim's on Ganon 5 with Gold Sword. That is 6 hits per phase, 1 and 2. Very fast Ganon here with the Gold Sword. And Bonta saved the portal. Bonta is actually, oh my goodness, they're speaking of 2 games, 1 mind. We have sync on top left and bottom right now with Bonta and Andy, the American Bonta and the French Andy right now.
Yeah, Andy just kind of switched French people here in order to be synced with.
They're going across the bridge at the same time. Oh my goodness. Lin is doing Thief Sound first. That's major rip. Oh my.
Oh no, Lin. that is really unfortunate. I mean, if you just really didn't check chess game, that is gonna be really unfortunate for him. All right, as we were looking at this, Gem taking down Ganon with Gold Sword and Silvers. He just needs to get through this fanfare, cross that 1x3 bridge, and he will finish this race. Certainly first place among our restream runners, and we'll pull up the rest of the race stats in a sec.
Jim finished first with an official RTGG time of 1:09.42.
GG's, Gem, on your 3rd in a row first place qualifier finish. That is quite amazing.
That's insane. By the way, sync boss kills on Andy and Bonta. Lin also has the Ice Rod. I think Lin saved the portal, so I hope Lin saved the portal. But that's insane. It's
like
insane.
Gem is like good at this game or something.
Why are you talking about him behind his back? He just joined in. You're talking about him. It's so awkward. Hey, GG,
Hi, Gem. GG's.
Thanks.
So, how did Z go for you?
I went alright. I think I could have gone a little bit better if I had skipped the place that didn't have items right.
Yeah, I mean, if you just check ice, the chess game, about 30 minutes ago, you probably would have had sub 50. I mean.
Yeah, so I think at least from what I remember, one major piece of divergence that you went through versus these other guys was you went to the Mire area early versus a lot of these other guys went to go do Salt Woods. Any thoughts about your decisions?
Well, I did do Scarwoods pretty late, but it's mostly because TT was pendant, and I felt like if I'm in the area, I want to have enough information whether I want to do TT or not. So I just tried doing the other crystals first.
Oh goodness, Andy and Bonta are like frame by frame synced. I'm sorry, I'm amazed when this stuff happens in Rando. Bonta with the big key first, Andy just getting the big key now. But yeah, go ahead. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Yeah. Basically it.
Yeah, I mean, it certainly seemed like a lot of your decisions paid off. There's also nothing in left side swap, which is great, and the fact that you decided to check Village of Outcasts before you went up to Turtle Rock also saved you quite a bit of time.
Yeah, it was really good. I was really close to just going to TR, but because you don't have to, but you pretty much want to use the mirror for the Smiths, right? That's why I wanted to do Village of Outcasts first. So I could save the portal. That's why I wanted to get the mirror step out of the way. And, well, then I got lucky and the ice was just there.
We also got to witness some nice pit suggestions from you in Hookshot Cave that you were also able to clear that first time around.
Yeah.
So, how does it feel? 3 first place finishes so far on qualifiers. Like, I mean, I don't think I've seen that happen in any other tournament.
I think Bonta did that last year, didn't he? I think he got like 3 firsts and then 1 second or something. Something insane like that. But yeah, it does feel pretty good to pull this off. I'm amazed that I keep getting the guard route.
Yeah, actually, speaking of which, did you have any more thoughts when you picked up the hammer for the second time from Zora?
Yeah, I mean, Solski's got my back, right? I want to thank him here once again. Thanks, Solski. Yeah, it's pretty funny. That's my third qualifier, and the second time Hammer has been on Zora. Good stuff, good stuff.
Yeah, actually, Kushiro and you were talking about this too, because I think we comped the first qualifier, and we watched you do this, and then we saw this again, and it's like.
Where did Bonta find the lamp?
He found it in hammer pegs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. In fact, I think actually Bonta found it pretty late too, and I think actually to all four of you, at least Andy, Lynn, Bonta, and you did pot in the dark.
So Bonta just messed up the torches here. Andy just took the lead by 2 rooms. So, what was the decision to save Village for so long?
I mean, it's Pen and TT. Why would I want to go there when I have all the crystals in the world? That was basically it.
So Andy tried hovering, failed, and now both Bonta and Andy are on Moldorm 2 at the same time.
Yeah, this
and
time.
Andy hovered it.
Yeah, I was gonna say this time Chum Pen peeks down. Kind of, I think I don't know if it helped you or saved you, but you certainly didn't have to go in. So.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it probably helped. No, it didn't help, right? I probably would have gotten an ice rod way earlier. Well, it depends what would end up as a pendant. That's if it's not Thieves Stone. If it's like IP, I would have gotten hooked in forever. So it all balances out, I guess.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, after you went to the Maya area, I think you were also one of the first runners to dip Ice Palace. Lynn and Andy kind of followed very similar routes. They did Skullbus pretty early, and then they went straight to Pod.
Yeah, I wanted to do IP because, well, I had Kane, and I was kind of worried because I only had Fighter Sword and no half magic, but then I just bought some blue potions and so-called would be free.
Yeah, and then you picked up a Master Sword. I mean, yeah, the whole Steel fight was amazing. So.
Andy beat Aghanim about 2 or 3 seconds before Bonta, so now we're going to have a sync Ganon fight, both with Gold Sword. This is going to come down to who can get triples and doubles with their silvers.
Yeah, so any thoughts about future qualifiers, Jem?
Well, there's only one more I have to do, right? As long as I win again.
That is totally fair. All right, so so based on I guess like our previous trends here with the third qualifier, you won all through. So I guess for anyone else that's still listening, if you see Jem joining the fourth qualifier, you might have your work cut out for you.
Or you might have some bragging rights. Hey, I took first over Jim in a qualifier.
Yeah, but I mean, your records are also pretty good, right? So I think the first qualifier, the buffer has been like 3 minutes or something. You finished the second qualifier, at least for you, right, by like 7.5 minutes, which was like just crazy, like as a margin. So I guess we'll pull up the race times as Bonta and Andy finish, and we'll kind of see what the margin is today.
Right, Andy gets the first silver in while Bonta enters phase 4 Ganon. I think Andy may have this. Gets a triple. Andy has killed Ganon before Bonta, but looks like Bonta also has killed him. Okay. All right, 1 second.
There's really photo finish here between Bonta and Andy. Meanwhile, Lin is just making his way shortly very close to Agatu.
Andy has finished in 5th place overall with a 1:17.43. Bonta with a 1:17.50. GG's in chat for both Andy and Bonta for 5th and 6th. They followed Zero Rush with a 1:15.29, P-Train with a 1:16.17, and 2C with a 1:17.10.
Okay,
so you have like a 5.5 minute margin on this one, Jem. Just keep crushing all these qualifiers.
I mean, I don't get it. Why aren't the others getting lucky? They must be doing something wrong.
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, not only your routing, I mean, your execution even against these guys really did shine out today. So congratulations on a great race.
Yeah, thanks.
All right. Don't forget to give Jim a follow. Wish Jim best luck for the next 2 qualifiers.
Didn't you hear him, Kuchir? He said next 1 qualifier. He's just gonna win the next one, and then he doesn't, have to play the 5th one because your lowest score gets dropped.
Well, doesn't your top score also get dropped too?
Yeah, but if he has 4, then his lowest one is gonna be 0, right?
Oh, that's true. That's true, I guess.
Yeah, this is a perk of always winning, right? Is you get to play fewer races.
All right. I want to say thanks for the interview.
Oh yeah, no, thank you so
thanks.
much for stopping by, Jam. It was really great
Thanks
having
for
you.
commentating. And yeah, see you guys.
See ya, Jam.
Well, let's see, we get Andy and Bonta in here, but Lin is now on phase 3 as well. Just think, we had 62 people in this race, and we somehow got the top 6 at least on Restream. It was a nice Restream to see.
Yeah, I mean, this restreams 4 racers. I mean, as we said, these are probably some of the best runners in the world here. We have Bonta, who has already qualified, for SGL. The main tournament itself in group stages because he was the first place winner of the French qualifiers. We have Lin, really top contender here in Link to the Past, excellent runner overall, and I believe still alive in the Cross Keys tournament, which is wrapping up very soon. We have Andy. I'm sure Andy has a million accolades that I don't need to actually list because Andy's been around this community for quite some time, along with Jem, who is probably one of the top German runners in this world.
Yeah. Lin finished in the 11th place with a 1:20.40. Get your GGs in chat to all 4 of the Restream runners. After Bonta, we had Freddy with the 1:17, Humbug with the 1:18 in the name of DT, and Yagamov also with a 1:20, Yak with a 1:21. And get your GGs in chat for Lin. Hey, GGs.
Oh, GGs.
GG's, Lin.
GGs.
Thoughts about the scene and your decisions?
Decisions poor. Overall, nah, I didn't have a great seed, but I still got played pretty decent, so I'm not really feeling bad about it. But yeah, on a personal level, I think I had a poor seed, but I'll take that result, given how I think I did poorly. Just to my point of view, given what I usually can do in this game. That's it.
I mean, I don't know if you actually end up seeing at least our restream race, but you are such the slouch. I can't believe how terribly you did because you were the last of our 4 runners to finish. And I can't believe you only got an hour and 20.
That was just no. How can I put it? It's just I feel I had a bad seed. It's not the kind of seed that kind of suits me in that sense. I don't think I'm going to Outcast before TR, especially when after Swamp Palace I went for K45 on purpose, so I had that mirror check out of the way, so I could go to TR, and then if it's not in TR, just keep my portal. I'm still mad at that hard piece that was on Laser Bridge. Because I was low on health going on Laser Bridge on purpose because I had red mail. I was like, okay, I'm still low on health. It's gonna be fine. Even if the Ice is not here, it's gonna be fine. And that hard piece just gave me a refill, and I was like,
Yeah.
nope.
Yeah, actually, if you end up actually watching part of at least the end of the restream, so Bonta did something very similar. He also went up to Turtle Rock without the ice rod, and he was also in red mail after he found it in Village of Outcasts. So he actually went to go find some murderodactyls to try and to take off some more health.
Yeah, I figured like I saw it. I was like, okay, red mail. Those enemies in Outcast they do half a heart of damage. Not good enough. Okay, there's a lot of fire bars, fire snake. No, not fire bars, fire snake and fireballs in Thieves Town. So I'm just gonna go in Thieves Town.
Yeah, no, certainly you put up a very very respectable time for this, and yeah, actually when I think when everybody including you finished the last one for TR, we were actually just wondering like how many people are going to go up to TR without the ice rod, hoping that it's there versus versus somewhere else in the world, right?
Like I said, since I had K45 out of the way, and like the only mirror checks, quote unquote, were in Swamp Palace, but there was no way I was doing left side swamp in this situation. There's no way you do that. Your last location in that for sure, and like didn't have any mirror spot out of the way, just the books, the book checks. I think if I even found it, but that's it. But even then, I can keep my portal, and the only area I have left at this point in the game is Outcast. So I can like death warp pretty easily. So I'm taking that risk and I'm going to TR without the ice rod. I think 100% of the time here.
Yeah, it certainly, it was, yeah, everything you said was totally reasonable. It was just that ice rod could, be anywhere, right? And for this particular seed, it didn't work out for you, but, on the next seed, when you're also on the same ice rod hunt, if TR is in, ice rod and TR, you are golden.
Man, that's the first check I do, and then it has the ice rod. I'm like, literally the first check.
So is this your second qualifier, or is this your first one?
That was my second qualifier. Did very well in the first one. This one is doing okay actually. Like I'm still like 10 minutes behind. I'm 11 minutes behind Gem, but
you're still in like the top six of the groupings. I mean,
yeah, I mean, like, I don't know if you necessarily should use like Gem, as a as a gap here. But yeah, I mean, like because I think your time is done across like the average of the top 3 times, I think, and that's what you're measured against, as opposed to like just Gem's time.
Yeah, I mean that's still a good score. That's good. Like I had a bad sit, but that's still a good score. I'm not complaining. Like for sure. Like there's still more qualifiers to come. I'm not really worried about me qualifying. I think like with those 2 scores already. Like it's just about.
Yeah, I mean, certainly, given your past and current performances, I would be quite surprised if you ended up not qualifying.
It's just about the seedings, but even then, I don't really. I mean, sure, getting a number 1 senior group is like better for sure. And like I don't know, we'll see how it goes. Of course, aiming for that number 1 scene in my group. There's 80 qualified, right? So have to be top 20. I think it's possible. So we'll see.
Yeah, I think so 80 total for the tournament. I think 20 of them are reserved for ticket holders. So if you didn't buy a ticket, I think you have to be in or you have to be somewhere in top 16, I think.
16, okay.
Yeah.
That's
but I don't imagine too much of an issue for you. So.
So possible. Like I had a really good first qualifier. This one is decent, and like there's more to come. So I'm looking forward to the next qualifiers, and not really worried about this one too much.
Yeah, no, it's we are everyone. I think there are many people I think looking forward to the next qualifiers. And hopefully you rest up too, because I think you're still in the cross keys tournament, right? So hopefully all these races aren't gonna take too much of a tax on you.
Really busy lately. I'm not gonna lie. It was kind of hard to like get this qualifiers in. Like that's my second one out of. Is it the 7th or 8th one? I don't remember.
We're halfway done with qualifiers after today.
Okay, and like I barely could play those qualifiers. Like I qualified for the losers finals yesterday, and today I'm playing again. I have a few, like, there's other tournaments going on. It's kind of hard. Like,
You're playing today, as in like later today.
I'm playing later today, another tournament.
Wow.
It's fine. It's fine. Like, I'll be busy. Like, I kind of made time for these qualifiers for the rest of the week. I think until Tuesday, I think, because I can't do the one on Wednesday. Kind of too late for me. But yeah, I'll play 3 more by Tuesday.
And certainly, best of luck to you, and hopefully you'll still be standing or sitting and somewhat alive and conscious at the end of all this.
Yeah.
Any other questions or thoughts from you, Lynn?
I mean, GG's to all my opponents on Restream. Really tough runners, really good Restream. Not gonna lie.
Yeah. I think I saw the pre-race chat, and what was it, Jem, who said like I challenged Lynn, Bonta, and Andy to restream, and then my was like, okay. It was like, okay, well that's a crazy that's a really crazy.
Like, I wasn't even.
Andy was like, okay, I guess I have to put down my new puppy now. Time for
I wasn't even like, I joined the race room and I went AFK, and then when I came back, like, Lynn is on Restream. I'm like, huh. Okay.
Hey, Jim has finished first in multiple qualifiers. We do what Jim asks.
It's fine. It's fine. I don't mind. Like, I've aside from the cross keys tournament, I haven't been on SpeedGaming streams for a while, so always a pleasure to do that. So
Yeah, so certainly best of luck for you for however many more qualifier races you're going to choose. Choose to run.
All right. Any other? It doesn't look like we're going to get Bonta or Andy today. Any other comments or stuff you want to talk about, Clear?
No, I think I'm good. We can. Looks like we can. We're probably ready to wrap the stream up.
Awesome. Hey, don't forget we got other races going on all 6 main SpeedGaming channels, 1 through 6. We also got stuff going on our foreign language speaking channels. Don't forget to give them all a follow. Don't forget to follow all of our runners. Don't forget to follow each other because we need more friends in the world right now. And aside from that, I've been Kachuri, and may the Triforce be with you guys.
Yeah, have a great night, everybody. Yeah, and as we said before, Bonta, Jam, Lynn, and Andy are some of the top runners in the world. So if you like Link to the Past Randomizer content, be sure and give these guys a follow. Yeah, and Claire else com today was Kuchiri. We had our great trackers today, Dark Movement and Thoris, tracking for us. And so, big thanks to them, and of course for the SpeedGaming for putting on this free stream for us. Until the next qualifier, which I believe is Friday night at 11:20 p.m. Eastern time. Hope to see you then. All right, until then, take care.
Have a good night.